Hey guys, welcome to my top 10 travel tips, mistakes for you to avoid. If you really want to avoid some heartache on travel, if you're a new traveler or a beginner traveler, I recommend you watch the video. Save yourself the hassle. Number 10, bring the right footwear. You must bring the right footwear. Wherever it is that I'm going, I will generally plan to bring two pairs of shoes. I will bring like a sturdy pair and a light pair. Often the light pair is like flip-flops or sandals, jandals, scuffs, whatever you want to call them. And the heavy pair is going to be something like Reebok pumps or hiking boots, something like that. You want to wear those on the plane, and you want to put the light pair into your backpack. So whatever you get, the sturdy pair, they must be comfortable. You must be comfortable walking them, for hours on end, because you're going to be walking them for hours on end. That's what travelers do. And the last thing you want to be doing is trying to buy new shoes overseas, and especially in an Asian country, because all the sizes of the clothing is very small. And you may not be overweight like me, but guess what? The shoe size is still small. Number 9, leaving USB charging cables in your room, in your hotel room. You must have a storage system for your USB charging cables or whatever charging cable you have. Quite often an old glasses cases works, or a small Tupperware container, a dedicated zip-up bag like a Ziploc bag, something. You need something to store your cables because you will forget them and you don't want to leave them in your hotel room. I'm just pretending that my house is a hotel room here. Don't leave them behind. I've left them behind before. Somebody at the Maze Backpackers in Australia and Sydney got my charging cable because I left it behind. Make the effort. I know that they're cheap, but you don't want to lose them. Make sure you've got a dedicated solution for carrying those things. Number 8, finding the best way to get from your airport to your accommodation. Now this may be very simple. Taxi! Well, in some places, taxi's good. In other places, taxi's not so good. Often, there's an airport shuttle bus. There's always an airport shuttle bus. There's almost always an airport shuttle bus. And airport shuttle buses are universally cheaper than taxis. Often, the airport shuttle bus is going to get you from the airport to various different accommodations, so it's worth finding out. A lot of airports have train stations and subways. That's another option. That can be a bit of a problem, lugging all of your gear around in a friggin' subway. But make sure you check it out. Usually the airport shuttle bus is the way to go. Number 7, failing to look at public transport schedules. Public transport, this is mainly buses, subways, trains. If you are going somewhere, if you are going off on your little adventure to get somewhere, to get to an attraction, to get somewhere, and then you have to come back as you do. You don't want to be finishing up there at 7 o'clock at night and then discovering that the last bus back to the central city or back to your hotel room left at 6:30. Okay? You must read those public transport schedules. Otherwise, you're paying through the nose for a taxi, perhaps late at night, in the middle of the night, God knows when. Number 6, failing to hang on to small money. You must hang on to your small money. When I say small money, I mean small denominations of whatever currency you have. In China, your biggest currency is the 100 RMB note, great big red note, and that's fine. That's what the machines spit out. In terms of buying things, it's a pain in the ass. And when it comes to public transport, a lot of public transport places, you must have the right change. Hang on to your small money. Number 5, not eating the local food. Now you may think to yourself, but I don't want to eat the local food. I want to eat what's familiar for me. I want to go to KFC McDonald's. Well, yeah, KFC McDonald's, that's all right. What I mean by this is that the local food in whatever country that you're going to, they know how to make that local food. Usually you can stomach it. The locals will eat it, you can eat it too. When you try ordering your own style of food overseas, often they don't know how to make it properly. Either they're going to make it wrong, or they're not going to be clean, or they're going to make it with the wrong ingredients. Either way, it's going to suck. If you check out one of the earliest videos I did on this channel, it was a food review, hot dog in China. You will see what I'm talking about when I order a hot dog, and what comes out, it ain't a friggin' hot dog. Eat the local food. Number 4, not being conservative with your money. Well, you need to use a little bit of the grey matter when spending your money overseas, because there are people out there that are looking to rip you off. You know, now when we think about tourists in any country, we don't necessarily think of rich people, but we know that there are people with money in the pockets. It's not that they're rich, it's that they've saved up that money for their trip. And you know, every tour operator and merchant and this kind of thing around the world, they all want that tourist money. So a lot of people are out to rip you off. Be conservative with your money. Ask yourself, what is this item really worth? Same can be said for buying alcohol overseas or buying food. And oftentimes it's cheaper to just buy it at a supermarket, cook it in your hotel room, rather than going out and spending a whole lot of money at a restaurant. You must be conservative with your money. Number 3, laundry. Not doing your laundry, not planning for your laundry. Now this is going to be a video in of itself. The commando way, or should I say the guerrilla way of doing laundry in a hotel room. Props to Coco for teaching me this. I didn't really know how to do it. Long story short, the guerrilla way of doing your laundry in a hotel room, and you really need a hotel room, you can't really do this at a backpackers. The guerrilla way is to basically take your clothing into the laundry, into the shower with you, rub a shitload of soap on it, whatever soap you have, you know, the soap that's in the hotel room, or your own detergent, or your shampoo, whatever soap or soap product you have, rub it all up, kick it around, wash, scrub, and then hang it up to dry in your hotel room. Usually you're going to have to hang it up in the shower or wherever you can, in your wardrobe or whatever space is available to hang it up. And generally that's going to mean using their coat hangers. So pro tip, bringing a couple of your own coat hangers, just the cheap plastic ones, that can be helpful too. Otherwise you must plan for your laundry, because you don't want to get through, say, 3 sets of clothing, whatever clothing you've brought with you, and then all of a sudden, whoa, I've run out of clean clothes, I stink, I feel yucky, I need to do laundry. You must plan to do laundry. That is part of traveling. You must plan to do laundry if you want to be clean. Number 2, yeah, that's better. Yeah. Number 2, getting to the airport too late. Same can be said for getting to the airport too early. Most domestic flights, you're good with an hour and a half, check-in time before your takeoff. International flights, generally 2 hours. 2 hours, 2.5 hours maybe if it's busy, 3 hours if it's busy. More than 3 hours is too much. Aim for 2 to 3 hours. I mean, if you're going to an airport that you've never been to before, you may want to be a bit more conservative and really aim for that 3 hours. But you must give yourself enough time to get through customs, because there are lines and there are queues and there's immigration and there's security and there's customs, and you just constantly checkpoint. Okay, if you've never been on a flight before, you don't just walk onto the plane, and it takes so much friggin' time. And that's just the checkpoint. That's not even counting the walking. You've heard of the moving sidewalk, the horizontal escalators. They get you along from terminal to terminal faster than just regular walking. Well, those are there for a reason, because you need to get from there to there, and you need to do it in a short amount of time. And wow, I've nearly missed some flights in the past just getting through all this stuff. Number 1, the worst mistake you can possibly make when traveling is very simple, and I think we all know this one: packing too much. You must not pack too much in your bag. Okay, I go by a rule of 2/3 to 3/4. When I'm packing my bag, and I'll cover this in another video about how I pack my bag, but basically I will have a lightweight backpack, that's for day trips, and that's basically my carry-on luggage, and I will have a suitcase, which is going to be for all my clothing and all my gear and stuff like that. So I go traveling with 2 bags, small bag and big bag. And when it comes to the big bag, well, when it comes to both bags really, small bag must be pretty much close to empty. Big bag must be no more than 3/4 full. Ideally more like 2/3 full. Because you know what happens when you go traveling. You buy things, and you buy another thing, and you buy another thing. And then when it comes time to pack, and move from one place to another place, you don't pack it all neatly and tidily like you did originally. No, you just stuff it all in. Rough as guts, stuff it all in. Do not pack your bags more than 2/3 to 3/4. So that's my top 10 tips for mistakes to avoid while traveling. I hope you enjoy the video. Have you got any other tips to add to this? Because this is by no means a complete list. I could add more things onto this list. But hey, if you've got extra tips, leave them in the comments below. If you like the video, click like and consider subscribing. Thanks, I'll see you later.